Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
To me, my salty and petties. That's right, kids. We're back. Your favorite group. No, not the X-Men. Well, we're going to talk about them, but your favorite
people.
Ah, thank you. She is a little bit salty.
He's a whole lot of petty, and together we're the Salty and Petty podcast. Duh.
That's right, kids. And as we promised last time, we're back. This time we're going to cover the 2-episode premiere of X-Men 97.
Just poor Scott. All his father figures ever want to do is gallivant in space with strange space women. Like, it's sure it's only happened twice, but it's weird it happened twice, right?
Thank you. I'm remembering this, right? I'm like, he went to space, right? He's not dead, right? 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 Oh, but does he have a new daddy figure now?
Well, we'll see.
You set mutant relations back 20 years. I learned it from watching you, Dad.
Exactly. Exactly. More like 30, but who's counting, literally.
Well,
but
I was being generous.
So, yeah, obviously we're talking X-Men 97, the animated series. Yeah. So,
I mean, and for the first time in a long time, it seems like the internet liked it.
Yeah. I'm so nervous for the live action premiere now. Maybe they should just stick to animated. I mean, Marvel's in its flop era. You Marvel fanboy sycophants can argue all you want, but it's in its live action flop era right now.
Well,
the X-Men are so precious. This is why it took so long.
Well, I think
it's so many people ready to critique and jump down people's throats and things that. I mean, this was good, and we'll talk about it, but like, don't push your luck. I think, because like the X-Men movies have never been good. It's just all we've had. But let's just be honest. Even the very first one, it's like, well, it's all we had. It was good for the time. It's kind of like it's like the Daredevil movie. It's like it was good for its time.
Oh my! I mean, yeah, but I think Disney now realizes if anything needs to be protected, it's the X-Men franchise.
X-Men and Fantastic Four, but of course, I think X-Men in this particular era is definitely making more money than Fantastic Four, unfortunately. But one of my two favorite properties in Marvel. So,
and I think I think from this premiere, they see they're like, okay, yeah, don't be putting no new spin on this. Yeah, go with what's been proven.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, baby. Yeah. And what surprises me is it was like, oh, it took so long. I'm like, well, no, they really only started talking about it in 2019, and then kind of like the pandemic hit, and they're like, oh, I don't know, but they finally announced their revival in like November 2021. I remember everybody was like, oh my god, and then like we found out who like they were like getting to executive produce, and it's like, okay, you've got the rights back. This is kind of a slam dunk because I guess it had been. The original show had been streaming on Disney Plus, and it was just like solid numbers for the streamer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also that I remember that art book, X-Men, the art and making of the animated series sold really well. And then like by 2022 comes around, we get the Comic-Con panel for X-Men 97. And that kind of is launching quote unquote their Marvel animated universe, which is kind of weird because like Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur comes out before this, right? And there's and What If, right? So, but they led with it, teased us, left us dangling, and now finally we're here. But they greenlit 2 seasons straight through because it's animation, but they're only 10 episodes, so it's just like, okay.
Yeah, well, again, I think that's the nature of the modern streamer.
I'm like, babes, you should have just did 100 episodes. Give us classic animation methods, baby. I mean, they updated the technology. They modernized, quote unquote, the looks a little bit. They tried to keep everybody involved, but like the music is like, for me, the music is like, it's such a shame. So like Ron Wasserman was supposed to do it. He was the main theme. But they the one that we hear in MCU, the first MCU film is Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and then of course the Miss Marvels when they reference the mutants. Yeah, they were like, nah, we'll just go with Eric Lewald. And like actually when you look at the credits, it's actually the main theme is credited to Haim Saban and Shizuki Levi, who were the music executives on the X-Men animated series, not Wasserman himself. So I feel like that's a little bit of a like swept over kind of controversy for me personally. Well, like the rights were all over the place, but they got it back. But like I guess they just don't feel like paying people if they don't have to. So like for me, I'm just like, I know the difference. It's similar, it's close, but it's no Logan cigar, you know?
Which one, I don't think he's even allowed to smoke anymore.
Yeah, he's not. Like I said, this ain't Fox, babes. Like Fox is betting on it. It's 20th century now, and they are sanitized. It's like poor Don Bluth is probably rolling over in his grave now that Anastasia's a damn Disney princess, and all dogs definitely do go to heaven, and cats too, because it's Disney. You know, nobody dies unless you're the parent, unless you're the mother. So yeah, that's my kind of thing. Like I've been kind of like following it. I was hoping that it was good. I've been itching to talk about it. So yeah, let's just get into the first episode. You want to talk about the voice cast first, though?
Yeah, because I think I saw that. Did they say Feige himself is like his like two things were well, one, they had to have like the theme song back, and two, they had to get the original cast, well, as much of the original cast as they could.
It wasn't. He just read the internet and he regurgitated it. Listen, he's a sycophant. I don't care about Feige. Like I said, I'm not a Marvel fangirl, so it's like that's probably how I see it.
But again, it's a duh moment. It's like
it's like if you mess with those two things, it's like why even bother, bud? Yeah. Why? You could just do X-Men Evolutions, the reboot, if that's what you want to do. Which was an awesome show. Like I said, Art style, not my favorite, not my most favorite, but not as terrible as some of these newfangled TV shows. But like I'm just saying, like if you're gonna do it, might as well do it right.
Yeah, and again, we had lost at least one or two of the original cast members, but yeah, they pretty much brought everyone else back.
Everybody that's a lot, yeah, pretty much. So we got Ray Chase, obviously it's Scott Summers. We got Cal Dodd as Wolverine. We've got Lenore Zahn as Rogue. Who was it? Allison Seeley Smith is Storm. George, but not Costanza, Booza as the Beast. Who is Gambit? Can't remember. You know who Gambit is? It's like AJ something. Lacasio, maybe? I think that's who it is, yeah. We didn't really get too much. I think he's newer, right? He's one of the newer people, I think.
He might. Here, let me see.
And I feel like he has to be one of the newer people because I feel like they pulled him over from if you haven't seen HBO Max's Gremlins: Secret of the Mogwai, yeah, he voiced one of the characters. I can't remember which one it is. Jennifer Hale is Jean Grey. We've got Matthew Watterson as Magneto. F in the chat. Anyway, and then we've got Guy Augustini as Sunspot. I guess like we don't really have to talk about Mr. Sinister right now. That's just like kind of later on in this.
Oh yeah, that cliffhanger and on too. Yeah.
But what's weird is that I know that Emma Frost, Sebastian Shaw, Boulevard Trask, and Goblin Queen and Callisto are supposed to show up eventually, but they haven't. I don't think their voice actors were ever announced. So
of course the Goblin Queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of stayed the same, a lot changed, but and I'm surprised that they went. It almost felt. I think the episode was like not 22 minutes. It was longer than that because we don't have.
Yeah.
I figured they would do 22 minutes because it's not commercial. Well, they do actually technically have ads.
No, yeah, each episode I think was like 30 something.
29. Yeah, I think it was 29 minutes of actual like.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say with credits and everything, I think it was like 30 some minutes. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, we'll get there. We'll talk about it. So basically, the first episode, To Me My X-Men, it kind of picks up 1 year after good old Chucky X has left Earth, and they're trying to just go on with their mission to defend mutants and unfortunately humans. And we see Bishops join the team. Jean Grey is pregnant. You're like, oh no, oh no, 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 no,
no. What? Further propagating that Summers DNA.
Exactly. It's like, well, we kind of do, no spoilers though, I won't say, we kind of do know which kid it's gonna be, obviously.
Well, yeah, they call him out by name, yes.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's the story we're going with. All right.
So we really didn't get into that in the original series. I'm assuming, yes, we're going to get into that.
They started to, but then like it was time to like wrap it up. Actually,
yeah.
Kind of when you introduce Mr. Sinister, you already kind of know the writing's on the wall with that. So yeah.
But I just wonder if something with that baby is going to play into like the season finale or something,
Obviously, it's setting up for next season. Like I said, they greenlit 2. They wrote both the seasons back to back, and I think season 2 is actually ready to go, minus some finishing touches. So we'll probably, because it's 10 episodes, I'll say maybe we'll see it pretty quickly. Like
I would assume
6-month wait. Like it'll be like premiere sometime next time early.
I would assume, as if they're already working on it. But too, if it wasn't greenlit before, I think after this week, it would have been greenlit anyway.
Yeah, and now that, this is the most exciting thing for me. Like, it's a shame that it took this, but I figured that's what it would have to take for the streaming services to actually have to show their numbers. Is now that they have ads, they actually have to be transparent about things now. There's no lying. There's no, oh, well, this was the best show. Oh, well, show me the numbers, bitch. Now I want to see these Disney numbers so I can prove my theory that nobody's watching Disney Plus. Honestly, I have Disney Plus, and outside of this, I don't know. I think I watched like Lady and the Tramp. I never touch it. I have it for Hulu and ESPN Plus. Like they're carrying Disney on their back. I'm sorry.
I mean, Marvel pretty much. Well, most of the time, Marvel's the only thing I watch Disney Plus for. Sometimes some Star Wars, but it's like the Bad Batch. What season is that in? And I'm like, I
don't even know what's going on over there.
I haven't even watched the Bad Batch because every time a season comes on, I'm like, oh, a season's on. I'm like, I saw nothing, no advertising, no anything for this. I'm like,
it's because they don't really care about Star Wars. They're just trying to continue so George Lucas can't get his damn rights back. That's all that is. That's just a perpetual, quote unquote, money motion making machine.
I guess, but I swear, sometimes at least see an inkling of something if like a Mandalorian season is coming out or something.
Pedro Pascal demands it.
Like, well, and again, you have.
He's like, I got HBO money, bitch. Y'all better keep treating me right. I gotta smash it here and a smash it there. It don't matter.
Okay, Pedro Pascal. Okay,
he's got a little bit of bargaining power over there. He ain't got to take the mouse's guff, Smash it. So we see the support for the mutants has grown, and the X-Men have become legally. They're duly deputized, right?
Oh Lord! I mean, are they duly? I mean, they're at least working.
No, but they've been legally sanctioned by the United Nations.
Pretty much.
It's giving Batman 66. I'm sorry.
They're pretty much 90s X Factor because I mean, they're working with Val Cooper.
Yeah. So we get the classic: the X-Men save a young mutant, Roberto da Costa, ha ha ha, from the Friends of Humanity. That's hilarious title.
I mean, these days, the Friends of Humanity thing really hits home sometime now.
The more things change, the more things stay the same.
Or it gets worse.
It is a paper-thin veil at this point. I'm surprised they didn't have them with tiki torches. Because the X-Men would now replace them. If you know, you know.
Isn't that kind of what Trask said? He's like,
exactly. So they see that they were we see Sentinel Tech, which was supposed to be destroyed in the original series. So when we kind of talk about that when we covered the trailer, um, how could you not bring back Sentinels? It's classic, even though like the comics haven't really touched on it in a while.
I mean, it kind of makes sense too because it's like even in the real world, once you invent a weapon, it never
It ain't
goes
going back in the
away.
closet.
There's always someone who's going to be like, "Oh, well, we gotta bring that back."
Yep. And then was like Jean pulling her best Charles Xavier probes Henry Peter Gittress's mind for the location of the Sentinel's creator,
Oh,
Boulevard Trask. I think they should bring back Peter Dinklage for Boulevard Trask, personally.
yes, yeah, but again, they probably don't want to spend the Peter Dinklage
Then
money
you got that Peter Dinklage.
as a little man.
Although his fame is in decline because of Game of Thrones, they probably get him pretty cheap now. They can probably get him pretty cheap. Just saying.
But,
It's been a while since Game of Thrones, so yeah, he probably needs the work. And I like him a lot, so he's a great actor. I think getting into voice acting would be a no brainer for him, and it'd be kind of like fun to pull in like the movie universe. But also, I don't think they want to do that because those latter X-Men movies, Looking at You, Age of Apocalypse, just kind of really, you could just tell they were just ringing it for all it was worth. It wasn't worth much in the end, was it?
Hell,
they bought Fox so cheap. I'm just saying. So yeah, what else happens? Jean kind of gets a weird premonition when she probes his mind. They find Trask in the junkyard in the Sahara where he belongs. And he's rebuilding his Sentinels. And he's got a lobotomized master mold. Oh, this is bleak. I thought they were done. Like the show is a little sanitized. Like, yeah, Logan can't smoke a cigar and Rogue's got no ass, but like, okay, he's like a lobotomized slave. Cool, all right. I was starting to worry.
Logan
X-Men is messed up, man. X-Men stories are messed up. If you actually like go a little bit deeper than just the surface level and you think about like if this was real, which, because a lot of these are thinly veiled allusions to things that have actually happened or, forecasting to happen pretty soon, quite honestly. You're like, ooh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of appreciate that.
Logan's on the nicotine gum, Rogue's on the Ozempic. Yeah. It's bleak times.
Bleak, bro. Bleak. Ozempic got a hold of everybody. Hopefully she don't get that damn handsome Squidward sucked in the face.
There's a meme for us. Oh yeah, I show that original Rogue ass and then just show the thing for Ozempic, like it was
the things the 2020s have taken away from us.
Didn't we almost have it all?
Such the classic meme. I love that for us.
No, like you said, we had Bishop. We added more. Morph's back too.
Yeah.
Which it's so weird. Like both these episodes, it's almost like they wanted Morph in here, but like certain scenes, I almost felt like they were like, "Oh yeah, Morph's here. We almost forgot Morph. Let's throw him in the scene."
I mean, he kind of in the season in the first series, so it's like it's kind of weird to try to like work him back in or whatever.
But yeah, just the whole yeah. I thought you were gonna say he just blended into the background.
I mean, honestly, metaphorically and literally. We see Cyclops and Jean kind of wanting to leave the team so that their son can be raised away from mutant hatred. And it's like, babes, you're Summers, you're redheads. Be so fucking serious right now.
Oh!
Come on, babes. Your child's practically the Antichrist. Anyway, the following day, Magneto reveals that Xavier willed him the control of the Institute, and Scott is devastated.
What did I ever do, Daddy? Why?
That was kind of like, whoa. It could have been worse. He could have left it to Logan.
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna entrust you with y'all's real babies, my baby daddy. This is your real your other father. Get used to it, kind of thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, keep my dream alive and work with my former best friend, not my worst enemy. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some Space Strange. Thank you. Out.
I mean,
get into the comics.
Be Professor X if he wasn't making controversial choices, right?
I know. I wonder if he's gonna. I wonder if he's gonna be back this season because he's still in the opening. I mean, that of course that iconic scene at the end where they're all running toward each other.
he's probably gonna be back for the season finale. I would assume
I would
they can't
think.
keep him gone forever.
No.
I mean, he's a popular character. I mean, maybe. Listen, nowadays, like I said, it's so funny now because it's like people are like, you know what, Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy did nothing wrong. You're right. We should have been on their side the whole time. It's kind of like, well, sure, his methods aren't the best, but I mean, it's not as bad as the cops. So it's like maybe we keep Charles Xavier, who seems a little sketch,
Uh-huh.
seems a little groomy. I don't know. Maybe we
Oh.
maybe Charles X got Me Too X-Men. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know.
There were certain allegations about him and young Jean Grey, and all of a sudden he left town.
Exactly. Not even left town. He left the planet. Faked his death and left the planet.
Hello, Charles. Take a hover seat, please.
So I don't know. Like I think that would kind of be funny a little bit. If taken to the extremes were written by TikTok kids, this is what the story would be. But I'm pretty sure he'll be back before this season.
But now he's in space, indulging in his weird fetishes like bird women.
Well, Earth birds might not be real, but bird strange in space sure is.
Bird.
Let's see. So let's talk about episode 2, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know why Magneto's like trying to live up to Charles' legacies. This is my theory though. Like I've always said, there is an underlying homosexual subtext to their relationship, and it's the only part of like the Jennifer Hudson, we'll call not Jennifer Lawrence X-Men trilogy that I felt was like kind of let's address that. Let's address that, and I feel like that's the only part they really got right. So I feel like this kind of solidifies that part.
Do you think it's just along the lines of just, Magneto's like, after all the crap I've pulled, Charles still believes in me, so I need to be worthy of, his faith in me? Or
they're more than best friends. That's all I'm saying.
It's a stipulation of the will.
Exactly. It's like, I do need a sweet mansion to live in, even if I have to share with these filthy little kids.
You don't have to share it with that dirty Canadian.
Exactly, but like, here's my thought, and we know Charles has done this before. He might put up some walls in Magneto's brain and kind of made him think that he was good, and I don't know if that's the route that we're going.
That could be like when you want to switch him back to a villain, yeah, you reveal that, and
you messed with my mom, yeah, again, yeah.
You took that helmet off for 5 minutes, kid. I took my shot.
I almost feel like that's almost where we're going. It just feels like such a bleak, such a stark change.
Or oh god, I wish I could see your eyes.
Because Emma Frost is coming, so like it might play into it. Like she breaks his mind and like, hey, this is what Charles did to you.
And I wish I could see you roll your eyes when I say this, but yeah, do something with that and eventually get the onslaught.
You know what? Still not as bad as the Clone Saga at this point. When you
Onslaught has 2 daddies. Come on.
Exactly. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope we get into Nightcrawler. I want to see if they actually get into Nightcrawler and that like revealed origin, because canon in to me, I feel like it should have always been canon because it just makes sense.
You would drive people nuts. I mean, look at they're already the slightest hint, they're like, oh no, Morph's not binary. And
low key do prefer the original. Well, I kind of like actually would love if it was like actually Mystique and Beast were his parents.
Oh,
because if you go there, if you want to go there, or like of course it could be the other guy. What's his name? The other guy everybody thought that kind of
as Azazel or whatever.
Yeah, Azazel.
The demon guy. Yeah.
So yeah, they could do that too. I think that might be a little too controversial for them.
It is kind of interesting though, because it's like that guy's kind of a demon, but it's like
and the way his power works.
And Nightcrawler is so religious. Yeah.
Yeah. It's yeah. I think that would work for the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like his canon origin. Canon for now. I'm sure they'll change it in the next couple years, but canon for now origin.
Yeah, I
It's so
mean,
strange and weird. Just gives you a
yeah.
little peek into their heads.
Although, I mean, just from these first 2 episodes, it almost seems like even more than the '90s series, it seems like they're trying to get even more comic book
And
accurate.
yeah, and I think that's kind of the demand at this point. But I think, like I said, this is crazy because, like, I thought about it, and I can't even really rewatch the Spider-Man show. Once you pointed out that he doesn't actually punch anybody ever, right?
Mhm. Oh, yeah, I saw somebody did they talk to one of their producers or something, that original '90s Spider-Man? He's like, "You never know," and it's like, that you're basically probably hinting, "Hey, look, the X-Men are doing good. Let's revive that Spider-Man." It's like, what
You
is it?
know what? It's
You know,
cheaper than keeping Tom Holland around, keeping him on those hormone suppressants to keep him small and cute.
I mean, maybe, redeem it, have him throw some punches this time, kid.
Let's not ever talk about Morbius in the sucker hands though. Like, let's not bring that back. Let's get a comic book accurate Morbius. How about that?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, yeah. You
So
would think
yeah,
you would think they would bring that
I love
back.
it though.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I think they should revive Spider-Man. Maybe we
Uh,
should start the petition.
I
I
mean
don't
I
know.
mean, Frank Castle was in there. I mean, come on.
Oh yikes!
Always a fan
That's nothing
favorite.
to get wet about, bud. Come on.
Hey, man, come on. That's a fan favorite of certain people.
I know. There was nothing to get wet about anyway. He definitely wasn't competent, so that is definitely not my favorite iteration of Frank Castle by far.
Yeah, but I was gonna say, how many iterations is he competent for not
It's like
competent?
2. It's like 2.
2 out of, like, 2,000.
2 out of 200. That's a pretty bad batting average.
Yeah, but is that like a big,
Well, I mean, he
quality of
can't
the
be
character?
successful. Like, by nature, he cannot be successful at what he
No.
does.
No,
So
I mean, he could take out a bunch of bottom feeders, but like I said, he's never gonna take out the Kingpin.
exactly.
How we can't even take out the Shocker.
Pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Uh,
Hold on. What else happened in the second episode?
well, the UN or is it the commission wants to put Magneto on trial?
Yeah. I
And
don't know, but like Jean and Psycho's like, yeah, I guess we gotta stay to keep an eye on Magneto. But Rogue's like, oh, let's give him a chance, because Rogue's a Southern Belle at heart, and she wants to give people a second chance, and that kind of hints at that weird relationship between the two of them.
Oh yeah, sure.
That we never really talk about, don't want to talk about. Although Savage Land Storm, still one of the best statues you can get for sure.
I mean, doesn't matter how old you are. Who else could no one can resist Savage Land Rogue.
Exactly. Yeah, so yeah, damn Valerie Cooper comes to the X Mansion and arrests him. And he's like, I'm like, bro, you ain't got no other terrorists to freaking arrest. Are you sure this is the United States, bud? Even fictionalized, I'm sure you got a whole bunch of other domestic terrorists.
But Magneto is a big name.
Huh, that's what it's all about. The
Well,
theater.
I mean, what about that? I mean, that got dark there, where they come there like, oh yeah, you can't affect our guns, and he just like starts knocking over those helicopters, and be like,
You forgot something, didn't you?
I'm gonna throw you through my blender here.
Exactly. But he does surrender peacefully, and he's like, I want to gain the trust of the X-Men and humanity. I'm telling you, he is brainwashed. And maybe Xavier really just wanted him to go to jail. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, I think you're onto something with that brainwashing thing, because otherwise, why would he wear that purple costume with the giant M on it?
Exactly.
Like, Charles, I don't know what I hate you for more than making me weak or making me wear that fashion nightmare.
Yeah, so we kind of get a little bit of his. I'm surprised we jumped into it so quick. And then, Friends of Humanity staged an assault on the building, and we see the executioner, and I'm just like,
well, we needed some cannon fodder, so.
Well, speaking of, he tries to give him that depowering radiation blast at Storm, at Magneto, but Storm takes the hit for him, and I'm like, no.
I know, I forgot about that, but then I was like, oh, we're doing this, okay.
Yeah, we're doing that. That's why I thought I'll talk about it later. Magneto stops the assault, and the UN grants him a pardon, and they discuss the possibility of integrating the mutant nation Genosha into the Union, and it's like, let's not move so quickly. And sometimes you want to be an unrecognized state. I'm just saying, if you know, you know. If you're a little island, don't let people come colonize you. Just stay away.
I saw the best comment on Twitter. Someone was like, "Why would they depower Storm? Why would they do this?" And somebody put, "Okay, y'all, I know y'all don't read comics."
This is how I know you don't read comics.
Yeah. But he goes, just stay tuned and see what they forge.
Nice. They won the internet for that comment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy. So that happened, and then we see Jean goes into labor, and then Rogue is forced to absorb the obstetrician's knowledge when he refuses to deliver a mutant baby. Yikes!
Yeah.
Yikes! Meanwhile, Jean gives birth to the Antichrist, whose name is Nathan.
Oh, how dare you? Oh.
How could she sully herself with that Summer's DNA? I just
Oh my.
so disappointed.
Well,
I know.
Wait till we get to the end of this episode.
I know. And then Beast informs Storm that the radiation blast has depowered her, quote unquote, permanently. So she leaves the team to find new meaning in life, but not to Wakanda. Anyway,
We don't know where she went. We don't know where she went.
While discussing Storm's decision, the X-Men are surprised by the sudden arrival who looks identical to Jean. God damn it! We're doing them both! This is bullshit!
Madeline.
And Madeline. This is bullshit, I tell you.
Well, if you do the birth of Nathan, you kind of did. Well, I mean, I guess you don't have.
We could totally ignore that.
If you want to keep comic book accuracy, but
this is the one thing they want to keep comic book accurate. The one thing.
But at least, I mean, I like it how they did it in the show better. That it's like he's tricked into having a baby with Madeline rather than, oh, I think Jean's dead, so you look like my dead lover. Let's get married and have a kid.
But that's so Scott. It is in the comics. Like I said, Scott in the TV show is actually the better interpretation.
After Dark Phoenix, they have in the comics. I mean,
he's never recovered.
No, just the horrible writing, the whole Madeline thing. And then Jean comes back and he just like abandons her and the baby for a while. And then he gets the baby. But they just keep heaping crap on him. I think he was a decent character in the 60s, 70s, but they just like keep all this crap on him.
Yeah, he's the whipping boy for sure, but he's the redhead. He's the ginger. What do you want? It's kind of like that double standard. It's like, yeah, they say blonde girls are dumb, but blonde guys are evil. Well, ginger women are hot. Ginger men are useless. And he's the whipping boy. That's just how that goes.
So yeah, I mean, you're like, oh, we got to the Magneto trial ready. I mean, I guess they got to move pretty quick. I mean, we only 10 episodes a season now instead of 22.
Yeah, 24, 26.
Yeah, so
100.
And again, if we want to get to the Storm stuff, I'm sure we're definitely going to get to this Madeline.
If they actually do it though. Maybe they just wanted Storm out of the way, but she's such a popular character.
I mean, we do have 2 episodes, life named titled Life Death. So I mean, I'm assuming at least one of those we're going to deal with Storm.
Yeah, we got a 2-parter. Yeah.
So I thought the one said something about Jubilee, and then the other one said something about Storm. So I was like, okay.
Yeah, there is one about Jubilee. They're not like really together. They split it up. That's weird.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
yeah,
episode 4 and then episode 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, the episode 4 that is like Nintendo Life Death Part 1 is about Jubilee's birthday, and she's like reminiscing, and it transports her into like a video game, I guess. And then the actual other part, Life Death Part 2, comes a couple episodes later, and this is where Storm is forced to face her worst fear in order to free herself. So that's an interesting artistic choice. And then, the finale is actually a 3-parter, which is wild.
I know. I see that.
I don't know what they're doing over there. They're going crazy over there, boy. So yeah, we only have until May 15th. I mean, this is gonna go by pretty quick, kids.
Oh yeah, because I don't think they're taking a break. It's all week. No, it's only gonna be one a week. But yeah, it's just gonna be till But yeah,
Yeah.
so if they're working on season 2 already, yeah, hopefully we won't have to wait too long.
Yep. So I'm curious to see if they actually do what they used to do back in the day, and like, or like not even back in the day, but more recently, like maybe they'll make a companion comic to this. But it's like,
I think they already said they are. I'm pretty sure
okay,
I
I
saw it.
didn't see
Yeah,
that, so cool.
I'm
I
pretty
definitely want
sure.
to pick that. I think that'd be fun. Like I like having all my Arrow books and merch and stuff. So well, Arrowverse merch and books and stuff.
Well,
That some of that was actually better than the actual show itself. So
yeah.
0.5.
Lilith, your wish has been granted. X-Men 97 #1 comes out this coming Wednesday,
Huh.
March 27th.
I didn't mention it.
I don't know. Yep. March 27th, kid.
Okie dokie. I figured as much.
Yep.
Corporate synergy. I just felt it.
And again, that's like a 90s staple too, where it's like, remember all the animated series had like a tie-in comic back in the 90s.
Yeah, is it a one shot or is it going to be ongoing though? That's the question. I feel like it might just be a one shot to.
Oh no! I'm seeing issue 2, issue 3
okay,
here.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm so skeptical of everything now.
I know.
All right, cool. We should cover it in a comic book roundup somewhere.
Yes.
Whenever we do our next one, just remind me.
Okay.
Because I'm making a detour to a new comic book store tomorrow because I'm not home.
I don't know if this one's a mini series or not, but it's saying I'm looking at issue 3. It's saying I guess it's saying an official prelude, so it must be like a, you know.
Oh, that's even more classic.
Yeah.
Want to know what happened before the show started?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Aha. But no, yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised.
Oh yeah, like I said, the internet was pleasantly surprised too from the looks of it.
I'll be honest though, I really don't like the faces.
I mean, is it
Rogue
just
in particular too? I'm just like, she kind of lost something in the translation.
Oh, Sam Pig.
I mean, not just the booty, but like her actual face. Like,
is it just the difference in the animation now? Do you think?
I don't know. I do like Storm's updated look, but I feel like they should have just went full throttle with the mohawk if that's what they were gonna do.
Well, I think that's what is that what they're gonna do the next time we see her? Now that the whole powerless thing and stuff.
Maybe I think that'd be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Gambit though.
What, the crop top?
Yeah. I'm like, he's not being played by Channing Tatum or who was it? Taylor Kitsch. Calm down.
Are you saying poor Gambit because he's being cocked? Okay.
Well, that too, but
I know
he might like it knowing him. I don't know.
He's gonna lose her. I don't think he wants to lose Rogue to some
some old guy.
Well, I was gonna say a World War II survivor. That's what I was thinking the other day. I'm like, do we need to like update Magneto's origin?
But it kind of, we don't.
But you know what you do? Okay, he did survive. We
froze him in the ice. Give him the
Captain
America treatment.
Kind of. There's a weird thing with his powers where he kind of goes into.
Well, that's actually canon.
Yeah.
But still.
Maybe even do it where it's like, maybe the Nazis did it and they were experimenting on him that whole time he was in suspended animation or something. So now he's doubly angry at the Nazis.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the whole thing where people talk about, well, if you updated and make Magneto black, yeah, a black person would have a lot to be upset for. And to be a mutant on top of everything. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much the only way you can update that origin, unfortunately. That's the only pretty much equivalent I see.
Yeah. I mean, I think right now we're just sticking with, magnetism gave me abs.
Keeps me wrinkle free.
But yeah. So yeah, I mean, again, I guess this is showing Marvel. It's like, keep it comic book accurate. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time, because it's like, this has put the rest that some of the talk of comic fans don't like strong female characters. Well, I see a bunch
bullshit.
I see a bunch of strong female characters in this show. So
I mean, really, there's a whole lot of clams and not a lot of sausage in this show, and I like it like that. I prefer to I think that might be actually why I liked it so much. Like, you had Rogue, you had Storm, you had Jean Grey, just being badasses, and Scott was just, helpless.
I mean, Jean Grey being badass.
Jubilee even
Nine-
has
nine
her
mon-
moments.
9 months pregnant, and she's like ripping a guy's mind open.
Just like Charles taught her.
Don't piss
She's
off a
up in
pregnant
space
one.
looking down. That's my girl.
Don't piss off a pregnant one.
Exactly.
But for what I see, I think the internet's favorite moment was when she's going into labor and she's like, "He's here," and Wolverine pops the claws. He's like, "Who? Apocalypse?" And she's like, "No, the baby." And just the look on his face, he's like, "Oh,
I can't do nothing for you about that, sister.
I think you'd rather fight Apocalypse at that point."
As somebody who's you've been there, I'd rather fight Apocalypse than deal with a natural childbirth. I'm just saying, if she ain't got an epidural, run, boys, run.
Oh, that is an
I had to do a natural water birth one time, and no.
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, you're getting an epidural next kid. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, if you've been there when the epidural goes in, it is an instant shift. I mean, it's just
yeah.
Oh.
I mean, you have every right to be drug free, but fellas, you might want to get the doula and the midwife and be gone if she ain't got an epidural, because it ain't pretty.
Oh no.
So yeah, I was, like I said, I'm pleasantly surprised. Solid A's, honestly.
Yes.
Finally giving Disney some props. It's like, finally relatable content for me.
I think with current superhero stuff in general, everyone's a little leery until we see it. But yeah, no, this hit it out of the park. Yeah, this is.
I will say though, you should give. Well, I mean, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur is for it. It gives Blue's Clues, Paw Patrol, but I still think it's a pretty good show for what it is. Like, I do like that animation style, and I think that the episodes were solid. I just think that people weren't like, Devil Dinosaur. It's kind of the book itself is kind of weird, but for what it was, I thought that it was pretty good from the animation studio.
But even the show, I didn't see a lot of ads for it either.
They dropped it. They dropped that last season all at once, and it was just like, okay, Disney.
I mean, I would give it a shot. I need to add that to the list. I would give that a shot.
I like some of the issues of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. The crossovers that she does is actually pretty interesting. It's almost Gwenpool-esque, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like I said, that so yeah, their animation studio is actually pretty solid.
I wonder if they would try to spin anything out of this, like you were saying, like Storm in Wakanda. It's like, again, you could spin a Black Panther show out of that.
I feel like we might be getting a Fantastic Four animated show, maybe, or a Silver Surfer show, maybe, and that could definitely spin from this.
Yeah, if not season 1, season 2, yeah.
I feel like X-Men and Fantastic Four, just so they don't fuck it up and they can actually do the actual stories that they want to do without limitations, should be animated. I say don't be afraid to split your stuff between different formats.
Yeah, and again, animation.
I don't think live action X-Men can work right now. I just don't. As much as I want to, I know that in my heart, this is going to be the best we're going to get for X-Men. Like, this will have the live action version, it would be too much to live up to. You know what I mean?
It's setting a high bar. It is.
Yeah. So I just don't think. Like, I don't even know who we would cast anymore. Like, I don't know any of the young kids that can really pull it off. Like I didn't really like the Jennifer Lawrence trilogy. I didn't feel like any of those people really pulled it off personally.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I said that about the first set of movies. I was just like, the only person that I thought kind of fit their role was Femke Janssen as Jean. Marsden, James Marsden is definitely a Scott Summers, because if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Oh, I already see people are like, oh, is he going to show up in Deadpool and Wolverine?
So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how the rest of the season goes. If it's anything like this, I will be very happy.
Oh yeah. As long as they stick to landing.
Animation's where it's at between this and Invincible.
Oh yeah.
I've been having a pretty good March.
Oh yeah, I mean the Invincibles, since it's been good, yeah.
I find it curious on the timing for both of these, but that's okay. I think that's why Amazon was like, you know what, we're gonna split it up. We're just gonna chew into some of that real quick.
There you go.
Trust me, there is beef there.
Oh my.
So yeah, I little nitpicks, but like, I can nitpick anything because I'm a contrarian.
No.
So I think that'll wrap it up. I'm curious to see if everybody else is excited. I'm curious to see people who never saw the original, like what they think. I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this is your first like animated X-Men show. I don't know how you're gonna feel.
Oh, if you didn't
Like
watch
there's
the
like because
original?
if there's no attachment and nostalgia, you know what I mean. I could very much well be driven by nostalgia, rose-colored glasses.
Mhm. I mean,
Did you and Luca watch it together or?
he hasn't watched these new ones yet. He did watch most of the old ones, I think,
Oh, okay.
a while ago. But yeah, let's see. You know what would be an interesting thing? I work with
I bet you Russell never saw the original. Russell,
maybe
let us know if you ever saw the original and if you saw this.
if I can get him to watch it. I was telling the one kid at work, he's like in his early 30s. He hadn't watched the original, and I told him he should
What was
watch.
he doing with his life?
He was kind of young. I'm just saying, but I'm trying to get him to watch this. So if he does, I'll let you know. Just as someone who didn't watch the original and just watch this.
I mean, if you weren't watching this Power Rangers and Spider-Man and like Big Bad Beetleborgs, what were you doing? What were you doing? I want to know. Were your parents like religious and you had to watch Veggie Tales? Is that what's Shout out to Veggie Tales.
Oh, Veggie Tales. All right. So are we getting out of
we
here?
could leave it there. Yeah, we could leave it there.
Okay. All right. Well, next episode, we're going to talk the complete season of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Live.
The ones who got the hell out of town.
AKA the Rick and Michonne show.
That's honestly what they should have just called.
That's pretty much what I think what most people call it. Then the episode after that, we're going to cover the second half of Invincible Season 2, as Lilith mentioned. And then after that, do you want to cover that Perich show that we were talking about?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
At least the premiere will be out by then, so. Or we can even cover however many episodes there, because there might be at least a few out by that point.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Giancarlo Esposito, I have a feeling, it's not, be worth a watch at least. Which premieres right after the season finale of The Ones Who Live, kids. So AMC always trying to piggyback on that those Walking Dead viewers.
The Walking Dead is now The Walking Dead. They just won't let it die.
As I said, they must make good money.
Like I said, it's all they have.
They must make good money on that thing because they don't let that. They're not gonna let that thing
It's
die.
like, can you make another Mad Men, please, for the love of God?
Well, I think that's what they're, in like all the interview with the vampire stuff, and then these original, like this Giancarlo Esposito.
Like, as much as I like it, I totally get why people might not like it. It's not exactly how I imagined it, but it's still okay. Like the actors pull it off. Like you have to squint and do a lot of pretending, but
oh my, yeah, I think AMC's trying to buy time when they find their next hit.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, kids. So yeah, next time the Ones Who Live, then Invincible Season 2, the second part, and then Perich. All right, and again, when X-Men 97 wraps up its season, we'll be back to cover the whole entire season. So, oh god,
you want to leave out on your little Mikey Flash music?
I mean, we don't have to, but I mean,
you can. I mean, I'm sure you paid for it, so you might as well get your money's worth.
You say I paid for it. I'm just curious that when we cover the end of this X-Men season, it's like, where are we going to get the whole Madeline Pryor thing, and are we going to see young Christopher make a journey somewhere to come back as somebody? All
I know is next season I better get a goddamn Gambit flashback.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, there you go. I was going to say what? Oh my god, Lilith, what if they do an end run and they don't that baby doesn't become who, but becomes
the other one,
his Age of Apocalypse version? Yes.
Yeah. I think that would be better than what we have potentially.
I was talking
but Nate X-Man is just kind of like bland. Like that's been my biggest thing. Like he is a bland Summers boy. That other version though, that's a little spicy.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, that's a little spicy.
Oh my. And again, you bring Apocalypse back.
Yeah, we already know. Yeah, that's looming around our heads for sure. Hey,
But yeah, so far, yeah, we're with you, kids. So yeah, just make sure you stick the landing and no Krakoa stuff, please. All right, so send us your thoughts. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes Lunatics episodes, social media. Oh, I'm sorry. Salty and Petty 69 at gmail.com. I need a puppet assistant to remind. Oh, Charlie Puppet's gonna be my assistant. All right. Salty and Petty 69 at gmail.com. I can also
you gotta get him a little iPad so he has his own little camera. The Charlie cam.
Oh no! I need to build like a little, I don't know, get like a shoebox behind him and like make it look like a prison cell. No.
Better get to work. It's coming in hot.
Time to go to bed, boys.
Be there on your birthday, bud. So.
Oh, nice.
Well, probably a little before your birthday, actually.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Happy birthday. Here, put your hand up there. A facsimile of your friend's button. Anyway,
that's so on brand.
True.
We learned it from the best. Master Doom.
I know. I was gonna say we learned from the best.
Why did your eye drift over to my box?
All right, so yes, find out all of our episodes, social media, merchandise. Again, keep your eye on our merchandise. Rebranding.
New merch drop coming in hot, kids.
Rebranding coming soon.
We're celebrating Phil's birthday.
I'm seeing if I can make it to my birthday. I'm just like, oh, what am I doing now? So yes, keep your eye out for new branding and new merch. And of course, you can always drop random money on us in the Cash App link, Lil's favorite.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon, where you're going to get something different every month, like in March, the Lilith Hellfire conspiracy theories, the Hellfire Files. All right, so find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network.
More vicious and brutal than ever. I love it. Oh, that's naughty.
All right. Anything you want to promote, Lilith Hellfire?
Like I said, once I find my phone, I'll be back on Facebook. I'm sure it's here somewhere.
That is the best plug ever. You can follow me on Facebook. I'll be back on there when I find my phone.
Truly a grandma at this point now. I don't know where I put my phone, my purse, my keys.
She's asking those dogs and those kids, where'd I put my phone again? And meanwhile, it's like you're probably like in her pocket or something.
It's between like 3 different houses. I just haven't had time to figure it out.
It's in your hand, Auntie Lilith. Oh, thank you, baby. All right, I got permission to play it. All right, kids. Again, come back next time for The Walking Dead, the ones who live.
Oh wait, are you boys gonna give your thoughts on the X-Men podcast you do? Or?
It'll be a little bit before we do another episode, so I mean maybe I'll give Justin some time. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but
I gotta know what the owl thinks.
Okay, who? Yes, no, I will ask it. I'll be like, next time we do it, you have to give your thoughts. We'll demand it. Or we could just do it on Marvel Tales.
Yeah, either way. So many Marvel podcasts. So little time.
All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, keep your eye on the redhead.
Damn straight.